Welcome to Besties, Books, and Brews,
where we're not afraid to indulge in some steamy stories.
So whether you are naughty or nice or somewhere in between,
grab a glass of your favorite brew and settle in with your favorite besties.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Besties, Books, and Brews. How's everyone doing today?
Good. Hey, great.
So first, I want to apologize for my voice. I am sick, and this is what I have to deal with. I also apologize for my dog in the background. He is going apeshit for whatever reason.
We don't hear a dog, but your sick voice is sexy, so we're rolling
yes,
with
it is sexy.
All right. So, as per usual, we're going to get into our brews. What's everyone drinking tonight?
Well, I don't have a brew, but I do have a LaCroix water. A lime.
So, because I'm sick, I too have a water in my water jug thingamajiggy.
Oh, I was like, is there something on it?
No, it's nothing special.
Yep, and I also, my usual water.
We're hydrating today, people. Hydrating. It's been a long week.
Well, then I'm going to surprise you. I have a Truly today.
That one is so good.
What?
So good.
What flavor is that?
Tropical punch.
That sounds delicious.
It is. I love those.
Yeah. Do we need to do a Vizzy and Truly
sponsor?
Oh,
Truly's definitely needs to sponsor us. Sponsor us, Truly's, please. And Vizzy. Okay.
I don't think I've ever had a Truly before.
Oh my God. I love Truly's, especially like the lemonade ones. So good. So good.
They are.
All right. So we are going to kick it off once again with our lovely Alyssa. She's going to do the amazing summary for the book that we read this week. It was a novella.
Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. So this is the novella after The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is the review that we did 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Can barely remember yesterday, and I'm trying to remember what we reviewed 2 weeks ago. All right, so I read this like a week. No, wait. What day of the week is it?
Wednesday.
I read this like
Wednesday.
5 days ago. So I can barely remember like a summary of myself. So what I'm gonna do is I did a really fucking awesome summary on Goodreads. So I'm gonna
you did.
read it straight from here.
Okay, there you go.
All right. So as we said, Six Scorched Roses is a novella. It's very short. I think it had total like 183 pages. I am a slow reader, and I think I read this in like a day and a half. That is good for all you slow readers out there.
I won't mention how long it took me.
All right, so this is in the same world that The Serpent and the Wings of Night is in, and if I was reading this correctly, it's kind of runs parallel to The Serpent and the Wings of Night. However, it is two different characters, so you don't know them yet. It is Lilith and Vale. So Lilith has been sick her whole life, pretty much from the point she was born. She's been like on a ticking clock to death. She was born with an illness that was killing her and didn't expect to make it to even 17 years old. However, now in the story, she's 30 years old. Kind of defied odds. And death still chases her, but she lives while her sister and the town that she lives in is now decaying. There is a plague on this town. In an attempt to save everyone, she visits the kind of like outskirts of the town vampire. His name is Vale. And she makes a deal with him to take vials of his blood so that she can conduct experiments on it and hopefully turn that blood into a medicine to cure the plague running rampant all over the town, which is Adcova. So she is like a scientist, which is badass. Like she is top of her field. And the book is basically about this kind of relationship that she builds with Vale every time that she goes to visit him and exchanges these roses for his blood. So it's a really cool quick relationship build, kind of like I don't want to call it insta love, but it is very quick the way that it happens.
And we should mention that she's a human.
Yes.
Sorry. That is important. She's human, he's vampire. Which is, I think, also really cool because, like, in The Serpent and the Wings of Night, obviously humans and vampires didn't really get along in like a friendship type of way. It was always, prey and hunted. So it was just kind of cool that he didn't instinctively go to attack her right away, and it was more so like he was intrigued by her, I think, from the start.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it in a nutshell. So what did you guys rate it?
So my rating, I gave it a 4.5. I actually really, really enjoyed it. I felt like it was a little short. I would have loved to have a little more information about the two. But so that's why I gave it 4.5. And as far as the spice, I gave the spice a 4. It was pretty spicy. Also wanted more spice.
Yeah.
It seems Carissa Broadbent is like notorious for like that one scene.
Right. Like that one good scene. She like leaves us hanging and wanting more.
Yeah. At least this one only took 130 pages to get to.
Out of 180.
Yeah.
Only 130.
She also leaves the good stuff to the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This seems to be a recurring theme. Mine is very similar to Nikki. I gave 4.5 stars, and my only complaint was just that it wasn't longer. Like, I really liked these two characters, and I wanted to know more about them. And I understand that they're in the next book, but the next book is going to focus on Araya and Rain, and Vale, and I think Lilith will probably be like background characters. So I don't think we're gonna get like as much story from them. So yeah, that I would have read a whole ass book about these two.
I agree. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, as usual, Spice was 1 star for me just for frequency. But the actual scene, I'd probably give it like 3 stars.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I also gave the book 4.5 stars. And the spicy scenes, I gave it a, so it's not quite 4, but it's not quite 3.75, like if I really wanted to break it down. The one scene that they gave us was pretty good, but it's just not enough, and it's not, the 18 pages that she gave us last time.
Right.
So.
And I don't feel it was as like detailed and as spicy as the last one.
Yeah. Agreed. Like it was detailed, but not as much.
Exactly.
It didn't make me feel the way the last book did.
Yes.
It didn't make her kitty tingle.
No, my lady bits were like, it was like there, it was like teased. And then it was like, that's all? I mean, it was good, but that's it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'd rate it.
So I actually gave it a 5. I loved the novella. I mean, I was just so into it. Same thing. Loved the characters. I know it's a novella, but same thing. My complaint is wish it was longer. Loved them. I thought they were both strong characters, even just like the little other characters. I just thought everyone was really cool and awesome. And Spice, I actually gave it a 2. I was
disappointed.
Like, yeah, I was a little like, I know, which says something, because actually when you read it, it's good. But like, like you guys said, like,
I think it's because we were so used to, we were accustomed to the spice in the last book. So it was like, holy shit. All right. So we're ready for that kind of spice in the novella.
Yeah.
And it was kind of lackluster.
Yeah. For 2 characters that you just really fell in love with. So
Right.
but I loved it. Couldn't put it down. Highly, highly recommend reading this one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's definitely a read.
Yeah.
Definitely before the next book too, because Vale gets mentioned like pretty quickly. I'm not going to say how, but like it's definitely, I would not skip this book before reading the second one.
Alyssa, where's the spice?
I know I already kind of mentioned it, but let's break it down here. So it starts on page 130, and there are a total of 183 pages in this book. So as we said, it's kind of towards the end. And there was only the one scene.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm really hoping we get some more. You know what? Carissa Broadbent is really like, she's like, let's just edge them until we get to the second book, and then I'm gonna really hit them with it.
For real. That's what I'm hoping happens.
Yeah,
I'm hoping there's a lot of sex in this one.
Yeah.
So far, no. We'll see though. We'll see though. I got my fingers crossed. So we don't have a ton of words to do in the pronunciation game because I think we know we kind of covered a lot of them because it's in the same world as the last one. However, Sarah did point out 2 of them, which were pretty good. So the first one is their what is he like? He's the god of abundance.
Yeah,
his name
like famine and abundance.
Yeah. His name, well, the way that I was pronouncing in my head was Vitarus.
I said Vitarus.
I said Vitarus.
I said Vitarus also.
Ooh, we're 50-50. I love it. And then the other one is the city where Lilith and her sister live, pretty much where the story takes place. It is Adcova. Oops, I just put a totally different wrong word.
Autocorrect.
I said Adcova.
Adcova.
Adcova, same.
Cool. It just reminded me with her. I feel like wasn't there the coven, the girl's name was Lilith too?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Willow.
Was it? Was there a character named? Oh, there was a character named Lilith in that book, though, right? Like one of the ancestors.
I wouldn't know because I didn't finish.
Yeah, wasn't her? Yeah, her ancestor, like her direct ancestor, was Lilith, right?
Yeah, I keep every time I hear the name Lilith, I think of like a Hades, like Adam and Eve type.
Yeah,
that name immediately just thinks of that. So it was kind of just weird to see it in this story, just because it's normally like something associated with not that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So from this point on, spoilers.
You guys look like you're grabbing
boobs.
We wish.
Spoilers. All right. So let's do one of our favorite things. I guess we could do reviews and favorite quotes, like favorite scenes. Do it all wrapped in one. Who wants to go first?
So I actually didn't have any quotes in particular, but something that I really liked and I wanted to ask if you guys thought the same thing was, I think Lilith is autistic, and she kept talking about how she couldn't really relate to humans and couldn't read their emotions and understand what their faces meant, and that she really got along with Vale because, you know, vampires are so stoic and they don't rely on facial expressions. And I really liked that, and that's what I thought. I don't know if you guys picked up on it or thought that.
That's a really good observation. I would have never thought of that, but as you're saying it, I'm like, that makes sense.
I kind of picked up on that as well, being that I felt like she was kind of like socially awkward, and she, like you said, she felt a lot more comfortable with Vale than she did with like anyone else. So yeah, I kind of picked up on that. I was like, I wonder if, you know, that had to do with that. But then I was like, I don't know. But I totally can see that.
That honestly makes so much sense to me because as I was reading this, I was like, yeah, I can totally relate to that. Like it was exactly how my brain thinks. So that makes sense. Like a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, same. I just totally felt like I related to her. And you know, we all have our love for vampires. We're all neurodivergent in our own ways too. And I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense. You know, like you don't have to play the game of, are they mad at me? What is that supposed to mean? Are they into me? Like, you know, they just, so I loved that. I loved that about Lilith. And I loved how her and Vale got along because that, and he loved her.
I love their relationship. Absolutely. Yeah. And she was just like so intelligent, like just like her just thinking out of the box, like, okay, well, this is what I need to do. Like, honestly, if we were in that situation, I wouldn't be like, oh, I have to go see a vampire and get his blood to try to save my village from this like disease. Like, that's not something that a typical person would think. That's like beyond what anyone of a normal brain capacity would think.
And then actually create the medicine, like the way she did it, and the tools that she used, like everything.
Totally. It was really fun to read. I agree.
Yeah. She was a badass character.
It reminded me a lot of Beauty and the Beast. Kind of like she's the awkward one that everybody kind of questions in the town, and then she goes to this big scary castle and
oh yeah.
And she falls in love with him.
That's so true. And he had so many books in all his rooms, and
yes. And there was the scene, the turning point scene was when he saved her, and then she had to spend like the week at the castle.
Yes.
Okay, this book had to have been Beauty and the Beast. I don't know how I didn't pick up on this. I mean,
or like
Beauty and the Beast,
or like when he actually sent her like what was it? It was the pages from, I forget what book it was, that basically helped her create the formula that healed everyone.
Yeah, true. And there were the roses.
Yes, the roses. Yes. And how it was like crumpling at the end.
Yes.
But up until then, it was the never ending rose.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I love this.
I love it even more, Alyssa.
Oh my God.
You, Miss Disney nerd, did not pick up on that.
That's her favorite movie. That's her favorite Disney movie, Beauty and the Beast.
Exhibit A.
Oh my God. Okay, that went right over my head.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have to reread it now with like Beauty and the Beast in the brain, because I can.
Yeah. Ooh, love it.
So interesting.
To me, it was literally Beauty and the Beast meets Inception. I don't know if you've ever seen Inception, but
a long time ago.
The whole premise was that they had to leave the earth because the earth that they were on was dying. So their crops were dying, they were getting sick. And then you had the one girl who grew up to be, the scientist who had to figure out how to save everything. So it's like Beauty and the Beast meets Inception.
And also, like in Beauty and the Beast, remember when Belle, I think she was coming back to the castle, or she was leaving the castle, and she was attacked by the wolves? She was attacked by, and in the book, when she was being attacked by the 5 men, and he came and basically beat the shit out of them and killed them and saved her.
This book had to have been Beauty and the Beast space. Like, now that you guys are all doing the parallels here between the two, it's like,
and you had the mob that went to the castle to try to kill him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So was the priest Gaston?
I'm thinking yes.
Might have been, yes. It just made it that much better.
I know, right?
Yeah. See, this is how my brain works. Everything I read, I always have to associate it with something I've either seen or read, and it's like, this is how I could picture things.
Love it.
Probably helps you remember stories better too, because like I feel like I digest stories and then I move on to another story and I can't remember as many details about it after I'm done. That probably helps a lot. Oh, that's cool. Aside from the Beauty and the Beast thing, you mentioned already about like the letters. I love how into like the research he got and was like sending it to her, and she was explaining how you could tell sometimes he got really excited because his like handwriting got really sloppy in the margins. Like we love a man who is intelligent and likes to read
and loves to write letters. Yes. I miss letters. Like, and not like WYD as a fucking text message.
Men, spell out your words. Don't use abbreviations. If you're in your 30s, spell your words.
Yeah. Yeah.
And first of all, I loved literally any time he called her little mouse or mouse.
Yes. Oh my God, that was so cute.
The first time when she came into his house and he was like, "It appears a little mouse has made its way into my home." Well,
I love it.
It was adorable.
Hi. Okay.
I also like how she was just like not giving a fuck. She was just like, "I'm here. I need your blood. Like, no, you're not scaring me. I need your blood to save my village. So what are we gonna do here? Look, I'll give you a treat, and you give me your blood."
Yeah, the potential for death for her just made her just like not scared of anything.
Basically,
yeah. Along those lines, one of the quotes that I had here, they were talking about things that are like resources, and she mentioned time, and she said, "Time, Vale." I said, "Time is the most valuable resource of all, and some of us are perpetually short."
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, okay. This is my favorite scene. I'm just gonna kind of like paraphrase because it was the whole damn scene. You know when she was explaining to Vale how Pharaoh had wanted more from her and she couldn't give it to him.
Yes.
And he basically told her, like, you know, somebody else may have wanted the same thing. Like, they may want more from me as well, to go back to Obatras, but I have given my heart to someone else. And he meant her, obviously. And he basically just, like, spilled his guts out to her about how he would take anything from her that she was willing to give. And it was just so
It was like the bare
sweet.
minimum. I don't care what it is. I
Yeah.
just anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have that as my quote as well. I mean, like the whole scene, yes, but the one, like the first time, like he actually starts off, that's what I have.
About but perhaps they, like your friend, want something I can't give them. Maybe they want some part of me I've already given to someone else.
The one that I have is I can't imagine that ever being true, he murmured, because I want only you, Lilith. Whatever of you I can have, I'll take 1 night, 1 hour, 1 minute, whatever you want to give me, I'll have it.
Oh, I love it.
I know.
Why can't men be like this?
Yeah.
Why do we have to read about them and then they're not real?
Yeah, written by a woman.
A man written by a woman.
Yeah.
Will be the perfect man.
So I guess maybe we should be a lesbian at this point.
I'm still giving it the old college try. The last one I had was, it must be hard, he murmured, to bear the weight of so much affection in a life so short. I remember what it was. She was trying to leave him after they had had sex, and she, like, overslept, and she was like, I gotta get back to my sister. I think he just understood her so well that she was taking everything on her shoulders, and she was kind of withholding her affection from everybody because she didn't want them to, the way I was kind of understanding it was that she didn't want them to, like, miss her as much when she was gone, because she knew that she was going to be dying. So I don't know, it was just really sad. It seemed like she was kind of living a very, like, very sad before she met Vale, because she was keeping all of her emotions locked up the only way that she knew how to, like, communicate with people. So yeah, that was my favorite part. Did you guys have any other favorite parts in the book?
I have another quote aside from the one that I said before, and it was after he had left and then came back, and then he noticed that the rose actually died and all that. So it starts off, so few words, and yet they encapsulated something I had struggled to name in those final moments. This is her saying it in her head. Something I understood against all reason and logic. I knew that I would be making a mistake in leaving you, he said softly. I knew it, even if I couldn't name precisely why, so I came for you. Such a good guy.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh my god, when he was flying to her with the outstretched rose into his hand, I'm like, ah! Oh, well, in my mind, I'm like, what is this rose about to do? I thought he, like, discovered some, like, magical property that was going to come save her. But still, I thought it was really cool that he was coming to her with the rose.
So, question. Did anyone have a feeling that her father had something to do with what was going on with her village?
Yes. From the very first time like, she said she saw him out there, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't pick up on stuff like that.
So as soon as I read that, I was like, he must have done something with a god or something. It had to be something, because there is no way, like, this whole village is going to suffer this for no apparent reason.
See, for me, what I thought was that she was still alive. Like, how the fuck was she still alive after they thought she was going to die, you know, like, super early? So obviously Dad had to have done something to keep her alive till then.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah came up with some really good questions for this book. Sarah's like the creative brain behind it.
She really is.
Good questions.
Questions and
memes,
TikTok. Memes and all that good stuff.
Well, I just thought that our normal questions just didn't fit for the novella. I thought it was, you know, it just didn't work for this one, so I came up with different ones.
I agree, and your questions are definitely better anyway, so I'm excited to go through them. This one, and you three are going to answer because I already know how this happens, but prediction for how Vale and Lilith will appear in book 2.
So I do think that he mentioned that he was like, well, he did like he was called to go to Obatras to
the
help.
fight. Yeah,
To help. So I mean, I think that's how he's gonna help. Now her as like a new vampire, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any prediction.
I kind of have the feeling. I mean, obviously, we know that he is gonna go help and fight and all of that. Although, if you really think about it, is he coming during the fight, or is he just gonna come to make sure that this dude stays on the throne?
True. Yeah, I don't know.
Because we
Yeah.
already know what happened in the last book.
Right.
But
Right.
with her, I think she is going to be friends with
I think so too.
Araya?
There you go.
Yeah.
Araya. Which
Okay.
is funny.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why I forget her name, considering everybody calls my daughter Araya instead of Aria.
Aria.
So,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they call her
True.
Araya, and that's, I don't know why I can't make that association. But yeah, so I think Lilith and Araya are going to befriend.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that too. With her
I
just
like
finding out
that.
she's half vampire. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because technically Araya is the only closest thing to human that is protected, as opposed to, fish food.
Right.
Right.
So along those lines, do we then think Araya is going to somehow become a vampire?
I
in the
think
next
she
book?
is. Eventually, I think she is. I don't know why, but I have a feeling it's gonna be similar to brain fart.
Like a Bella Edward.
Yeah, kind of something like that.
See, I'm thinking it's something that since Vincent is her dad, that somehow she's actually like already a vampire.
She's
kind
half
of, and
vampire.
it may be something that like activates it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's going to be that she's going to be some sort of new thing but I don't know if she can stay alive as long as regular vampires, but there's got to be something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense how she could win the Kajari being just a human.
Right.
Because of all the pain and everything that she went through, that's not something that a normal human could have fucking survived, honestly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know it kind of derailed, went into that, but I was thinking when you were saying they would be friends, I'm like, okay, well, that would be like a good bonding if they're both going through becoming new vampires. So, yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
And especially like if it is happening where the story is parallel, which means that Lilith would have been a vampire first. So maybe she would be able to, because it happened to her so recently, she'd be able to kind of like help her more with it because she had it happen so soon.
I think Lilith is gonna be the equivalent of what Ilana was to Araya in the first book. So she's gonna be like that someone who she's gonna like befriend and who is gonna be looking after her.
Yeah,
that's my prediction.
Love that. Hope so.
Yeah, she needs somebody in her corner, now that her dad has passed away and, obviously the way the last book ended was not the best for her. She definitely needs a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So along those lines, how do you think Lilith will aid the war as a new bloodborne vampire?
She's got to do something with her smarts too. Like, now she's a vampire and she's a scientist. Like, what's she gonna do?
It's got to be something she creates that will aid them. I agree. Like it has to be something where she's going to use her brain to do something totally new.
Do you think
and
maybe she's going to come up with something? So you know how I believe in the last book, the vampires, after I believe living like a certain amount of years, they like die this tragic death. That she's
those are in the
something.
House of
Blood.
House
of Blood.
It is, by the way, explained in the next book. I can't wait till you guys get it because that was one of the things we talked about on the last one, like asking if they do or don't all die, and that it is answered. So I can't wait till you guys see it. But yeah, maybe she does come up with some kind of like resolution to the curse.
Yeah, Nikki, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really cool idea.
She's definitely going to do something major in the next book with her smarts. Definitely.
Yeah.
And along the lines of the two of them becoming friends, I think that would be a way for us to get more of Lilith and Vale's story, because if they weren't close, you would kind of just see him as like the general, as like kind of removed from the story. But she wrote a whole book about them, which means we're going to get more from them, right? We're not going to get like the nitty gritty for them, but I think we'll still get more. And the way for that to happen is for those two characters to be close to either Araya or Rain or both.
I also kind of, I had the idea. So like, you know how in a way she kind of tricked the god, because she gave herself up and she died, but she technically didn't die, but she also saved her village. What if in this book, she basically finds a way to trick Nyaxia or whatever her fucking name is, so that nobody has to go to that tournament anymore.
Yeah. That's true.
That was kind of one of the questions that Sarah asked. Not about Nyaxia, but it said, do you think there will be a fallout for Adcova and Vitarus and the now thriving crops of the city, since Lilith did not actually die?
I think so. I
mean, if the god realizes that
she's not necessarily, exactly. She's not necessarily dead. I mean, she's dead, but she's not.
But wait, she fulfilled their bargain. She gave him back everything. Not even died. She gave him back everything that he had given them. So she fulfilled the bargain.
Some of the bargain, because part of the bargain was also her dying. When she said, I give you me.
Yeah, but she gave him the sickness that he
I don't think it was a sickness that he was after.
Yeah. Well, the whole bargain was that she said, I'm going to give you back everything that you gave to us. And one of the things that he gave was her health. And she
gave that back. I think she was born with it. Yeah. And then the father made the deal to save her.
Right. So she would have died. Doesn't die.
Yeah, she would have died regardless. The god was not involved in all of that. Which is why I agree with Nikki, where, you know, she meant to give herself, like her entire life, to save
basically her death. She gave her life, her death to save the town. And technically, since she didn't, technically she did, but technically she didn't. If he gets a hold of that, it's like, okay, what's going to happen with her town now?
I disagree. I think she met the bargain, but we will see. I don't. The other reason why I think that is that they already have Nyaxia to deal with and all the shit to deal with the Hiyaj and Rishon, and then having to go back to Adcova for characters that are not main characters. I think that would be like way too much happening. But I don't know.
What if this is a way for Nyaxia and the other gods to start getting into it, and then we can see that whole family drama going on?
Is that why this book is ridiculously long?
Probably.
Sarah's a lot of gods, like, if we see the whole thing, you know? Yeah. Because they always talk about how she's the outcast. So I wonder if this was a way to start bringing some in. I don't know. But
yeah, it would be cool if the other gods got involved in this story, because Nyaxia is kind of fucking brat. Like, I want to see the other ones.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like she's like, fuck all of y'all. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. I'm helping you to fuck them. Yeah, I'm totally down. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see the other guy, just because all we got to see of them in the last book was really how she like portrayed them in that trial.
Right.
And you know, there are always two sides to every story, so I'd like to. I think it'd be interesting to see the other gods.
I agree.
And apparently this series is not done with this second book. I think they said they're contracted with like 6 books.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's plenty of time to
flesh everything out,
expand on the gods, and even probably. Oh, I wonder if we'll get a Vale and Lilith story, like for real, like a long one.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. So let's do a round of Fuck, Marry, Kill. Our choices are Vale, Vitarus, and Pharaoh. So let's start with Vale.
Pharaoh was the
The guy that she
Pharaoh
used
was
to
a
fuck,
friend,
the
yeah.
scientist
Oh, the
guy.
friend. Oh, that's
Friend
right.
zoning.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, we're doing
Good.
friend. Wait, what?
But
Fuck,
we're
Mary,
doing
kill.
We're doing Vale first.
But we're doing fuck, Mary, kill, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
so-
marry Vale.
I'm
gonna
marrying
marry.
Vale as well.
Yep.
Marrying.
All right. Across the board.
Vitarus. I'm gonna kill
Killing him.
Vitarus.
Kill.
So I'm gonna be honest. I think it'd be really cool.
She's
to
like,
fuck a
I want
god.
some god dick.
So I'm gonna be the outlier. I'm gonna fuck him.
Wait, you better make sure he doesn't touch you with his hand, the decay hand.
Oh,
He's gonna,
true.
yeah,
True. The decay hand was pretty gross, but
give
like,
you the heebie-jeebies.
Sure. Make sure
It's
he's
gotta
not
be
stays
so
up
good.
here.
Yeah, right. I just feel like the rest of it probably pretty good.
Make sure he don't go nowhere near your vagina with that.
Or
thing.
anywhere else. Just keep your hand up here, sir. Up here. Yeah.
You fucking tie that thing to the headboard. You're not allowed to use that one. All right, so Pharaoh, then I guess I'm fucking Pharaoh.
Yeah. Fucking Pharaoh.
Killing him. Sorry, boo.
It's just like that god dick is above that. Sorry.
Yeah, I already fucked him, so
Right.
if I was
yeah.
in Lola's shoes, so she didn't write home about it, so you know.
Yeah, he was just described as like nerdy, and I love a nerdy guy.
Exactly.
I do
yeah.
too. Yeah, I love it, and he was so supportive, and
Mhm.
He was.
he was a
He
really
was sweet. He was
yeah. I would have friend zoned him if that was an
Yeah.
option.
sweet.
Well, no, we've already done our picks. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the game.
Yeah. We would have had to go back. If we added a friend zone, we would have to go back and change some.
Yeah.
Yep.
So no, we're good.
All right, everybody, that's our review of Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. And next week, we will be reviewing That One Night by Emily Rath, which is the prequel novella to Pucking Around. So buckle up, bookworms. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.